Hey survivors, it's Delilah the Survivor with chapter 2. Now please bear with me on this YouTube channel thing because I'm still learning how to tweak it, getting an intro done and edits and all that other good stuff. So, and I'm on my iPhone, so please bear with me. I'm trying. So to this video is about basically why I think none of my relationships really work like that, or why I don't know how to actually be in a relationship, or like when I'm numb after a while. Okay, so my father, like, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna say he wasn't there like a father should be. I mean, we only spent one summer, me and my brother, with him and his girlfriend, and like other than that, like, he wasn't there. Like, with my friends that I used to hang out with, their fathers used to come get them every weekend or every other weekend, and here it is, I'm not getting that treatment. So I ain't really feeling love from him like that, like I should have been getting from, being a daddy's girl, or daddy's love or whatever. And then as far as my mother go, we are just now really better than what we was. We before, it was like I felt toxic, and then it took for somebody else to bring it up to me, basically, that you don't have to call her every day, you don't have to talk to her 20 times a day. And really, once I learned that, and once I learned how to deal with, instead of getting irritated and attitude, I just end the phone calls if I feel like it's heading left. Our relationship became a lot better, whole lot better. I mean, yeah, we still do have our moments, but I know how to handle it now, whereas before I didn't. So my issue is like, okay, I'm not getting mommy's love, I'm not getting that. Like, I don't know where, like, the love is just not really there to me. So when it comes to men, it's like I'm looking for that love, and if I don't feel like I'm getting the love and attention, it's like I'm looking for the next. So basically, it my husband, because yes, legally we still married, a good guy, really good guy. Like, straight up off the bat, we were like together all the time. He would travel way from his area. I mean, it was a hike after work just to spend maybe like an hour or two with me, then have to drive way back home. Where it's like, I know it had to been a half-hour ride to, well, altogether an hour ride to and from. But like, that's how much we were like this. And like, I felt like he was like a spoiler. Like, the beginning relationship, he would buy the little flowers on the side of the street when he picked me up from work, from the little Mexicans or whatever. Well, gotta edit that out. From the little people that sell little flowers off the side of the street. He would that's the other thing. He would come pick me up from work and be late because he had my two oldest children. He was watching my two oldest. He would be late for work just to pick me up, and and I'd be with the kids. So for that, like, it was like an all-time, oh my God, he's the greatest man ever. Because like, he's taking care of two children that's not biologically his, but he helped raise them since they were like young. I believe my oldest was 3, my youngest was 2. So like I said, it was a sport. Like, if I wanted to go out with my girls that I worked with on the weekends, he, no problem, go ahead. I got the kids. And I mean, even down to when it became 3, because like, yes, we did plan the girl. We did. My girl, she was planned. um, like I said, he was like, well, we got 2 boys. I want a girl. And I really like, at first, before I met him, I was done. I'm like, okay, I got 2 boys, that's it. 2 kids, that's it. But it's like, I loved him so much that I was like, you know what? He want a girl, we're going to try for a girl. And that's going to be in another chapter later down the road about, the different births. Because yes, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of kids. So basically, my relationship with men nowadays is crappy. It's like I just ended a relationship with the guy that, let me see, I haven't seen in a year. Well, a little over a year. Like, really, like, how do you feel like it's okay? At one point, I was okay with it because he lived in another part of Maryland and I live in Baltimore. So, I was cool with that because, like, he didn't drive. And the person that would take me and my youngest to his house, which I never understood. He never came to my house. That's what I was pissed about. But he would pick me and my youngest up and take us over to his brother's house. But then they were in a car accident. And then, like, he couldn't take us no more. We no longer had a ride way to Annapolis anymore. And when he was in Baltimore for some reason, because I think his mother do live in Baltimore, he never showed initiative. That's when I started backing up. Because he never really showed the initiative to come to Baltimore. And I broke up with him might have been 2 nights ago for that reason. Because something went down and he's no longer in Annapolis. He had to move to Baltimore. And it's like, okay, it's been months now. And why haven't you seen me? Like, we both in Baltimore. Like, how do you call this a relationship? And I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I cheated. I did, because what the freak? I had the mentality like, we're not in the same city or whatever, so I would say it's technically not cheating. I mean, I hadn't seen him, trying to think. I hadn't seen him since like September of 2022. Or was it 2021? No, 2022. And then, I'm like, okay, I got needs or whatever. I'm like, no, I want somebody to show me. So one guy was showing me a lot of attention. Hook up with him. He seemed cool at first. Very charming. But then, what do I find out? He got a girl. Once again, numbing me to wanting relationships. Because, like, this dude had a whole live-in girlfriend. Not just a girlfriend. He had a whole live-in girlfriend. Like, they were living together. And then there was another guy. Now, that one, so many red flags. So many. Ladies, men, everybody. If red flags pop up, pay attention. Please pay attention. Because I feel like there were so many red flags thrown in my face and I didn't pay attention. Down to the fact, like, number one, apparently he was somebody I talked to on Facebook at one point. Because he was like, you don't remember me? He said, pull this page up and you'll see that we used to talk. And I did look. And I don't know what was the reason why I stopped talking to him, but red flag number one, you stopped talking to him for a reason. Either he wasn't your type, you don't think he's cute, or like, it was a reason why. So I ended up giving him a chance. Boy, do I regret that. Because, like, when he was first calling me, he was in Pennsylvania, apparently, and didn't have a way down here. And he was, like, he said something like he had just got out of jail. Red flag number two. But, that's all I used to like when I was younger. Was, like, the thug guys. Like, thugs was my thing. Thugs was, oh, my God. Like, when I say I've had a few. Like, I was, the jail phone calls and all that. Yes, I was in all that. But that was another red flag I didn't pay attention to. Him saying that he was using a shoestring or something as a belt. I'm not gonna say it's a red flag. I'm gonna just say it was a little odd, because it's like, okay, maybe his belt broke or something, like, something happened with his belt. So that part I excuse. And then he finally gets to Baltimore. Don't know how. I asked him, where was he staying? And I forgot what he said, where he said he was staying. He would always call the guy Unc. So I'm thinking he with a whole family member. Like, I'm thinking he's staying with family. Okay, red flag number 3. I want to say it wasn't 2 weeks before this man told me he loved me. And mind you, I haven't even seen him in person yet. I'm like, you don't love me. You don't know me. Like, how can you say I love you and you don't know me? So, of course, I didn't say it back because I didn't feel that way. Like, I don't know. We don't know each other. Like, we haven't even seen each other in person. So, you don't know, like, my ways or what I like or the important stuff. Like, I don't think you knew my last name. Oh, maybe from Facebook you did. Yeah. Okay, so that I'll give him that part. But, like, other than that, you don't know me to tell me you love me. So, and I used to call him out when I said, that's weird. That's really weird. You don't love, I used to tell him, you don't love me because you don't know me for real. You just know what I'm saying over the phone. So, eventually, we do meet up. Worst relationship ever. Worst. Number 1, I asked him why he didn't want to stay at the house he was staying at anymore. He gonna tell me it's a trap house. Okay, it's a trap house. Later on in the relationship, I find out. Let's move this. Later on I find out that it was a guy that felt, that saw him down on his luck at one point in time years ago. So he helped him out. So, like, that's what that was. It was no trap house. The guy was this man has a whole career and some more stuff. No. Trap house, no. Another red flag. He did a whole lot of lying. Red flags. One night, this is after we know each other for a little bit. He's staying late or whatever. Of course, I go to bed early. So I'm asleep. And, like, I just happen to wake up and he's not in the bed. So I get up because I'm like, where's he at? And as I'm walking towards my kitchen, because it ain't like my house that big, but as I'm walking towards the kitchen, he hurries up when he see my face, take the phone from his ear and put it down. And I guess, hurry up and hung the phone up. I'm like, okay, I'm not dumb, homie. Like, I just saw you on the phone. So, of course, I ain't sweating it because the whole time I'm still with the other guy that I told y'all about that I broke up with 2 nights ago. And I'm thinking he think I'm going to come back to him or text him like I usually, I used to be like, all right, I'm done. I'm tired of this. But then we would keep going back and forth with the whole texting thing. Even after we broke up or whatever, we would go back and forth. So it would never completely end. But this time around, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not responding to his last text. I know, like, normally, I always feel like I have to have the last word. I have to have that last text, the last word, the last something. Now I realize I don't have to. Silence is golden. Silence is a powerful weapon, believe it or not. And so that's exactly what I did. I stayed silent. And that's a huge lesson. That's when it comes to, like, certain situations with, like, different people in my life. I realized, you know what? If I don't respond, I'm winning at the end of the day. Because I didn't respond. So, sorry, I got off track there because I was thinking about another situation I'm going to tell you about later on down the road. Excuse me. So, now, like I mean, when I say when I say that was terrible, I ended up having to get a protective order and some more stuff. That's how bad that relationship was. And, like, even after the protective order, this fool still had a nerve to contact me. Like, why you still contacting me? And I got a whole protective order, my guy. He gonna call me up from a different number and say, can I come home? And I'm like, dummy, do you not realize, number one, this is not your home. Number two, you're not supposed to be contacting me. And text messages, Instagram, all that. It's still trying to contact me. And I'm like, leave. I took you to court. Once I took you to court, you should have realized I'm done. Because that's my mentality. Once you take me, like, literally, you take me to court, you're dead to me. So I figured, I took him to court, I should be dead to him. But no, he's still all about me. Like, even through the guy that he called Unc, the trap house, he still talks to that man about me. It's always still about me. I am done. Let me tell you about the other. Red flag number 4. He told me one night, he told me on numerous occasions, I'm obsessed with you. No. Someone say they're obsessed with you, that's not a situation you want to be involved in. And, like, I literally, to get to, like, in the whole situation, at one point, it was like I was being crazy about the whole thing. Because at one point, I was like, okay, well, my kids come this weekend. You can't stay here. So he stayed with Unc. And I was like, okay, that's my way of he's out of my house. But then I fell for the trap of, okay, he started working. And he was like, he'll pay me. He'll give me this money. And, I love money. So, yeah, I let him come back. But then I'm like, you know what? I don't love this guy. I'm not in love with this guy. I don't even see why he's here. I don't like him. So we sit down and have a talk. And I'm like, look, you don't want to be with me. You don't love me. That I can tell. Because your actions are speaking a whole lot. Your actions are speaking louder than your words. Go ahead. Be with whoever you want to be with. He said, you sure? I said, yes. He said, you positive? I said, yes. So I'm standing like my hallway door frame. Because, he had called me my name. He was like, you act like I can't get up and touch you right now. And he said, you owe me 30 days. And it's still my motto to this day. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, homeboy. I owe you 30 days? Oh, okay. So one night, I guess his phone was broken or whatever, so he couldn't call me. I hear him come through my door. So I'm like on the phone with my family, and I'm like, look, call 911, send them up to my house. So they sent the cops, and like they had the lights on. I don't know why they had the lights on, but they had the lights on. He must have seen that. So they knock on the door. He bolts on my back door. Mind you, I told my family, and they told 911 she has a back door. So sure enough, he ran out the back door. So I break it down to them. They're like, go get an order or whatever. So that very next day, yes, I took my behind to the courthouse. I'm like, okay, I'm going to prove to you that ain't no 30 days, Negro. I don't have to, no, I ain't got to give you no, because this is my home. So I go to the courthouse. Of course, they give you temporary ones first until your court date, which was next week. So I wasn't sure how they was going to serve him. So they ended up, I put down his place of employment. So, of course, he got embarrassed because they was now at his place of employment, and they broke down why I was getting the order. So, of course, everybody heard the drama. They now know he's a problem. But he begged, cried, and they let him stay. So, now that's over. And, now, I'm happy being single. I'm going to take this time out and focus on myself. Nobody else. I thought I had a crush on this one guy, and I thought I liked him, but to come and find out, he wasn't what I thought he was either. And the fact that somebody in my family introduced me to this guy for that reason, because, he's a good guy, blah, 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 blah. Whole time this dude has a chick he's not over. So, now I'm, back on my I don't trust nobody mode. If you're not one of my children, I don't trust you, because my own family member hooked me up with somebody he knew was still, even though the guy, he's swooping down, I'm not in love with her no more, but I could tell. I'm not dumb by far. No matter what people may think, I'm far from dumb. So I'm like, you definitely are still. He was like, oh, so y'all didn't have a talk about y'all situationships? I said, what situationship? I'm single. He thought because I was posting my ex-girlfriend that me and her were still messing around. No, I'm just posting her because we still cool, and I ain't gonna lie, she stayed fresh. I mean, she stayed dripped out, so that's why I post her. And now he's going out the way and thinking, I'm supposed to be friends and blah blah blah. I don't have to do nothing but take care, but I ain't gotta take care of all 5, because 2 of them is in their 20s. Only thing I have to do is be a mother, be black and die. So, I'm sorry. Be a mother and a grandmother, although my baby calls me Mimi. Ain't no grandma over here, but Mimi. That's all I really have to do. Be a mother and a grandmother. Make sure my youngest is fed and taken care of. And making sure that if any of the other ones need something, possibly help them out. That's it. That's all. I don't have to help out somebody that I just had a crush on. I just had I was just feeling your vibe. But then when I opened up my eyes to what you really were, I was like, you know what? Let me bag it on up. Because I ain't got time. I'm so over that now. But okay, guys, I'm about to end chapter 2. Chapter 3, I'm not sure when it's coming just yet, but I do want to promote. My second oldest has merch. This one say just like water in the sun, because every time we get off the phone, we be like, just like water in the sun. I'm out of here, coach. I might use that, but no, seriously, this is part of his merch. He has t-shirts, hoodies. He have jackets that zip up, the hoodies that pull over. He just got some really new cool stuff, with anime on it, for all you folks who like anime. Go to store.steamelements, a little dash thingy, water with 2 R's, WATERRXBL, and get your merch, please. This is my number 2. We gonna call him by numbers. My number 2, baby. This is his merch. So, as we would say, and if we were getting off the phone, just like water in the sun, I'm out of here, coach.